Hello accounting grade 12 learners and welcome to today's lesson. In this lesson guys, we're going to complete a full example of cash budget. Right, let's get started. Look at that question. It is out of 40 marks. Learners were given 35 minutes to complete that question. So you are provided with information relating to Ramsgate Pty Ltd. That is the name of the company. That is the name of the company. So what are we required? To answer 4.1, guys, we need to refer to information G, right? Before we can start, please make sure, guys, that you are liking. Please like, please comment as well. I can see that people are not commenting. Please comment. Please subscribe if you are from YouTube. Please repost my videos on TikTok. Please share my videos as well. That will help me to create more content. Okay, let me give you 5 seconds to do that. So 4.1.1, we need to identify two items that the bookkeeper recorded incorrectly in the cash budget. So we need to go and check the cash budget, identify items that were not supposed to be recorded. So let's go to information G. Information G, guys, the cash budget. Look on the cash budget, we are seeing discount received. It was not supposed to be there. Bad debts and depreciation there at the bottom. Those items were not supposed to be recorded. All right, so you just identify those items. So on my side, I'm not going to write. I'm trying to save time. We do not record discount received, depreciation, and bad debts on the cash budget. Okay, so to understand the basics of cash budget, please check my other videos as well. If you are from YouTube, check the description where I clearly introduce the cash budget. If you are from TikTok, just check my other videos where you'll find the introduction to cash budget. Okay, let's go and answer 4.1.2. We need to identify two items in the cash budget that will not appear in a projected statement of comprehensive income. Okay, we need to check items that must be recorded only on the cash budget, but not on the projected income statement. Projected income statement, guys, we record incomes and expenses. So let's check on the cash budget. On the cash budget, guys, we record cash from debtors. Cash from debtors, we do not record on the projected income statement, only on the cash budget. All right, so it is cash from debtors. Secondly, fixed deposit. Thirdly, payments to creditors, repayment of loan. Those items can only be recorded where? On the cash budget, not on the projected income statement. So let us repeat again. It is cash from debtors, fixed deposit, repayment to creditors, and repayment of loan, right? So those items, they can only be recorded on the cash budget. So what else do we need to do? We need to complete the debtors collection schedule. Debtors collection schedule, we have May, June, July, August. So we need to calculate firstly credit sales for those months. Notice that we have credit sales for May, June, July, but for August, we are not given credit sales. So let's calculate credit sales for August. Let's check information A and B. A, we have the projected income statement. B, they are saying sales are expected to increase by 15% in August. In August, sales, they are expected to increase by 15%. Can you notice that we don't have sales for August? So to get sales for August, guys, or to get our credit sales on August, here's what we need to do. Notice we are going to take our July. On July, we have 100%. That 100% will be increased by 15, and then we'll end up having 115 on August. So here's what we need to do. Take your credit sales on July of 172. They are already credit sales 172,800 multiplied by 115%. Okay, so after multiplying by 115% on my side, I am getting an amount of 198,720. All right, so we need to calculate now how much are we going to collect from our debtors on which months? July and August. July and August. Notice that. So let's check information C. What are they saying about debtors? C, 50% is collected in the month of sale. 50% is collected in the month of sale. So if we sell goods May, 50% will get May. Do we have 50% May there on top? No. June, do we have June there on top? No. July, do we have July there? Yes, we have. So from 172,800, if you multiply by 50%, you should get an amount of 86,400. Okay, and then you go to August, guys. August, 50% will get on August, and we have August there on top. So take 198,720, you multiply by 50%. Okay, so after multiplying by 50%, you should get 99,360. 99,360. Okay, so let's check the second point. 40% is collected in the month following the month of sale. So we're getting 40% in the month following the month of sale. So for May, credit sales will get 40% when? June. Do we have June there on top? No, we don't. For June, credit sales will get 40% when? July. Do we have July there on top? Yes. So if you can take 151,200 June credit sales multiplied by 40%, you will get 60,480. Are we clear? So for July, guys, what is the month that is following July? It is August. So let's take our July credit sales of 172,800 to multiply by 40%, and then we should get an amount of 69,120. And then for August, the month that is following August, it is September. We do not have September there on top. Let's go to our last point, 7%. 7% is collected 2 months after the sale month. 2 months after the sale month, if you go to May, 2 months after May, it will be June, July. Yes, we have July there on top. So if you can take 120,000, you multiply by 7%, you should get 8,400, but already calculated. And then for June, 2 months after June, it will be July, August. So if we can take that amount of 151,200, we multiply by 7%, and then we should get an amount of 10,584. All right. So for this example, we are done with our debtors collection schedule. What do we need to do is to total now. The total I have, guys, it is 155,280 for July. August, 179,064. Okay, so what else do we need to do? The next question, we need to check the next question. Calculate 4.3 guys, calculate the missing amounts indicated by A to D in the cash budget. Okay, so we're not completing the full example of cash budget, but we are going to complete or calculate the amount missing from A to D. Here's the cash budget. So remember, guys, on my side, when I do the cash budget, I always like to define or introduce the cash budget. The cash budget, guys, it is a financial plan where you're going to estimate your receipts and payments. So there are certain items that you should not feature or record on the cash budget, such as what? Discount received, we already mentioned that. Discount allowed, bad debts, depreciation, profit on sale of fixed asset, loss on sale of fixed asset. Those items and other more items we should never record on the cash budget. There are a lot, but I'm just mentioning the common items for grade 11 and grade 12 content. Okay, so let us proceed. Before we can continue again, guys, please note that we are offering online classes for grade 10, 11, and 12. For which subjects? We are offering accounting, maths, maths lit, physics, economics, life science, business studies, and also English. Online extra lessons. All right, please contact me, take my number, and then you'll get more information. So you're going to attend every week. All those subjects, they are offered. Thank you, guys. Let us continue. Information A, guys, what do we need to calculate? Cash sales for which month? July. Cash sales for July. Here's what we'll do. Let's go to information A. We have July total sales of 288,000. I want you to please check information B, the second point. Credit sales include 60% of total sales. If 60% is credit sales, 40% will be apportioned or will go to cash sales. So we're going to take that amount of 288,000, you multiply by 40%. After multiplying by 40%, you should get an amount of 115,200. And then secondly, we need to calculate what? We need to calculate thing is payment to creditors, DP, guys. Payments to creditors for which month? For August. Payment to creditors for which month? August. I want you to check information D. D, all purchases of stock are on credit. Stock is replaced in the month of sale. The first payment point, all purchases of stock are on credit, which means we buy our trading inventory, trading stock on credit 100%. Stock is replaced in the month of sale. A base stock is maintained. So the stock that we sell on a specific month, we replace same month. The last point, guys, the most important point, creditors are paid 2 months after purchase, 2 months after purchase, and they receive a 4% discount. Payments are paid 2 months after purchase and subject to 4% discount. So we receive a discount received, okay? So here's what we need to do. Remember, we're calculating payment to creditors for which month? August. And then they are saying we pay our creditors after 2 months. So from August, you need to calculate 2 months before. 2 months before. 2 months before August, it will be July, and then June. So let us go to our June, guys. June, we have sales. June, we have sales. Sorry about that. Sales of how much? 252. Do we have cost of sales? No, we don't. And that is what we want. You can easily get cost of sales, guys. Remember, the last point on information B, the markup is 80%. If the markup is 80%, cost price, it is always 100. Always, guys, always 100. always 100%. And then selling price, it will be, for this example, 180. 180. Are we clear? If the markup was 30%, selling price will be 130. If the markup was 40, selling price will be 140%. But the cost price, it is always 100%. So let's calculate the cost price. From sales, we'll multiply by 100. We'll multiply by what we want, 100%. We divide by what we have. We have 180%. So I'm getting 168,000. Okay, so this 168,000, actually we need to show those calculations to say we are taking 252,000, we are multiplying by 100 divided by 180, then we have 168. This is the cost of goods, 168,000. This 168,000, guys, remember they said inventory we buy on credit. This is the inventory that we bought on credit when June, which will pay after 2 months. 2 months after June, we have July, August. We pay our creditors on August for June credit purchases. So here's what we need to know. We are also receiving a discount of 4%. So from 100% that we owe, we will receive a discount of 4%, which means we'll only pay 96% from the 168,000. So you are going to multiply here by 96%. 168 multiply by 96%, and then you will have your payments to creditors. Okay, so please check that information. Directors fees for August. Directors fees for August. It is information. Directors fees for August. Let's check. E. The business had 3 directors earning the same monthly fee. On 30 July 2025, one of the directors resigned. The remaining directors will receive an increase of 35% in their monthly fee from 1st August. Let us deal with the first point, guys. The first point, the company had 3 directors when? The month before August. The month before August, the company had 3 directors. So it means now those directors' fees that you see on July of 216,000, right? 216,000 from July. From July, we can divide by 3 and get the directors' fees for each director. So each director receives how much? 72,000. Each director is receiving how much? 72,000. But please note that from 1st September, actually on the 30th of July, 1 director resigned, which means on August, guys, we only had how many directors? 2. Right? We only had how many directors? 2. And those 2 directors, they receive a 35% increase. They were earning 100%, they received a 35% increase, which means they were getting 135%. So you're going to take 72,000, you multiply by 2, you multiply by 135, and then you'll get your director's fees. So on my side, I have 194,400. Right? We're almost done, guys. Just one more calculation there. Interest on loan for August. Interest on loan. Interest on loan. D. I want you to check the interest on loan for which month? For July. Remember, we have July here, and then we have what? August. So We have interest for July, but for August we do not have. Here's what we'll do. I want you to check F. The loan was reduced by 52,800 on 30 July 2025. I want to clearly erase there so that you can see. All right, so I'm just erasing there, guys. Please make sure that you are liking, guys. Please subscribe. Please make sure that you are commenting, you are reposting my videos. I will get more views and that will motivate me to create more content. All right, please make sure that you are subscribing and reposting my videos from TikTok. Let us check F. The loan was reduced by 52,800 on 30 July. 30 July, guys, it is the same thing as July. The next month is August, 1st August. So which means 1st August there was a repayment or loan was reduced. Okay, it was actually lesser. So interest at 12.5 per annum is payable every month and is not capitalized. So on our side, guys, we need to ask ourselves, how did we get that amount of 6,875? The interest on which month? July. To calculate interest, you take loan amount, let me just say L. Loan amount L, you multiply by what? The rate. The rate here is 12.5%. 12.5%. Remember, it is interest for 1 month. We multiply by 1 over 12. Then we get the interest of 6,875. So here's what we need to do. Let's multiply here both sides by the inverse of 1 over 2, which is 12 over 1. Then which is 12 over 1. The inverse, guys, of 1 over 12, it is 12 over 1. You want 12 to cancel 12, you want 1 to cancel 1. You have L multiplied by 12.5% is equals to, so you'll get an amount of 82,500. And then what do we do? Divide by 12.5%. It is not just 12.5, it is 12.5%, both sides, right? Divide by 12.5. So total loan amount L is equals to 660,000. Are we clear? So that loan of 660,000, it was decreased by how much? Let's check the loan repayment. Here is the loan repayment. On August, sorry, on July, it was decreased by 52,800 minus that 52,800 and have the loan on the first day of August. So you'll have 607,200. So 7,200, we need to show those calculations, guys. Actually, we can just take 607,200. Let's calculate now interest on loan for which month? For August. We'll multiply by 12.5%. We'll multiply by 1 over 12 because we're calculating interest for only 1 month. And then voila, you will have your interest of 6,320, 6,325. All right, and then you get your 18 out of 18 marks. So to get basics, guys, please check my grade 11 videos. For grade 12, mostly you are not going to be required to complete the full example of what? Cash budget. But your cash budget, it is still the same cash budget that you are completing from grade 11. There's nothing changed at all. So please check my other videos where I do a full example of cash budget. A grade 11 example will assist you to master cash budget, guys. All right. So likewise, please note that we're offering what? Online classes for grade 10, 11, 12 for those subjects. So please take my number and you contact me, you'll get more information. Cheers. I will see you on the next one.